Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You guys wait. See you, brother.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
This past summer I went to my first Moonrise Festival and it was amazing. There are 4 huge stages, some of the world's biggest DJs and artists all in the same area, and thousands of people in attendance. But I wasn't just one of those normal attendees. I was able to get hooked up with a VIP artist pass. This gave me access to basically anywhere in the festival. I could go to the artist tent where I could see some of the artists just chilling out, grab some free food, or get a drink from the open bar. I was also able to go backstage to any of the 4 stages. I got to see some of the artists before and after they performed their set, like Blau, Millennium, Galantis, and Marshmello, and I was even able to shoot on stage with Tritonal. This was all possible because I listened to Gary V and worked
for free for somebody who is that person in society, whether they got a piece of paper or they're Puff Daddy and they just did it, becomes the equity that you trade under once you become great at something. I'm one of the, I get paid so much money to give a speech, it's not even funny, right? Like I get paid more money now to give one singular speech than I made for the year financially 14 years ago. Yeah. At 28 years old, I did not make $150,000 that year. Wow. I now get paid $150,000 minimum to give a speech. Wow. How? I spoke for free. Yeah. Andy, who's sitting here right now, every single famous person I see gives him a lot of street cred right away, not because of his fucking bullshit political science degree from Virginia Tech, but because he went and worked underneath me and I went out and did it, and I always give him love and good vibes. The end.
This all started 3 to 4 weeks before the Moonrise Festival began. At that time, I saw a couple of my friends on Instagram and Snapchat hyping up the Moonrise Festival as it was approaching. And at that time, I wanted to create some EDM set highlights for an artist or two, just to see how I liked it and if I want to continue on with that. So I pulled up the Moonrise Festival artist list on my computer and started doing what Gary V would have done. So as Gary V always says, if you're starting off doing something new, you should definitely work for free just to get that exposure, especially from big, huge artists or individuals' businesses. I definitely agree with that and knew that there was so much potential if one of these artists posted my video on any of their social media. So I began the process of getting a VIP pass to the Moonrise Festival. I looked at the list of all the artists going to the 2018 Moonrise Festival and started emailing, DMing, and messaging them on Facebook. I would start off by looking at the artists on Facebook, because from Facebook you're able to go to the About page and also look at their manager or anyone else on their team that you could email and reach out to. So I would message them on Facebook, email them, email their manager, and anyone else's contact that's on their team that I could find. I will look up their Instagram sometime and reach out to them through there, and I just try to find the most ways to get to the artist. Of course, 99% of the time the artist won't answer your DM or email, but a lot of times their manager, travel manager, or whoever else is on their team will answer and be interested. I remember looking at the list and assuming most of the biggest artists were going to be on Stellar and Lunar stage, so I hit up those 30 artists and hit up as many people on their team as possible. I want to say I sent out a bit over 90, maybe a bit over 100 emails, and I only got one reply from one person, and that was a reply from some lady on Joyride's team. I wish I saved the email or I made this video earlier, because I would have had the email in my inbox. It wasn't even a yes at the time, it was a potential, but that by itself got me hyped. As time went on, this lady put me in contact with Joyride's manager, and the Moonrise Festival date was approaching us. Everything sort of happened last minute. I was able to get in touch with his manager, and I think the day before or the day of was when I really started texting him and we settled everything out. And I think the day before is when he set me up and confirmed everything, and I went out the next day. The whole ride down I was hyped, listened to Joyride's music. I don't think I've ever heard of this guy before, and I don't think I've ever heard of any of his music, so it's sort of weird, but I mean, I wanted to start doing this stuff and I needed to start somewhere. As I got into Baltimore, it started raining a bit and was hoping they didn't cancel the rest of the day. I had one of my friends ready there, and I was texting him, asking him what's going on. He told me that they weren't letting people at the time as I was getting closer and closer to the festival, and that there was a wait. When I got in, I was able to park and I went to go look for people to get my credentials and pass, but they weren't giving it out because it was raining and they weren't letting people in. So everyone was just waiting in the parking lot or around the area. Eventually they started letting people in again, and this was a couple minutes before Joyride had his set. So I was really scared that I was gonna miss his set and not even be able to go in. So I waited patiently, and as time went on, I was just hoping that I was able just to get in at the end of the day. Eventually the rain stopped, they started letting people in, but it was already half past Joyride's set, and I was still trying to figure out where to get my credentials and how to get in. So during the whole time it was raining, Joyride and his manager were actually waiting in a car with some lady who's their transporter, and their manager gave that lady my number. I got in touch with her. She went to go pick me up, and I got in the festival and then got my pass. But by the time I got over to the stage, Joyride was done. Blau actually gave him 30 minutes of his set to Joyride to perform a bit before he had to leave. And by the time I got backstage, Joyride's manager called me up, said he's headed on his way to the airport, but he told me to stay over there because I had a VIP pass and was still able to go backstage and enjoy the rest of the Moonrise Festival. So I took advantage of that. I stayed at the biggest stage, which was the Stellar stage, and didn't explore too much after that, but I was able to get backstage and also get on stage with Tritonal, which was amazing. Just being able to get on that stage with thousands and thousands of people below us just watching the set was just incredible. So I took advantage of that and shot as much as possible, because beforehand I was trying to get on stage and they only were allowing a certain amount of photographers and videographers on stage. So I took advantage of the opportunity I got and started shooting a bunch of clips, getting the crowd, getting Tritonal. And it was just an incredible experience, because this is my first time filming for an EDM set, and it's on stage at the Moonrise Festival. So this just blew my mind, and I couldn't wait to get home and just share all the clips I had. The whole experience was just amazing. Could have ended up better if the weather was a bit better, but I was still just glad for the opportunity I had, the one email I got, and knew that having this on my portfolio will definitely help me get to more and more gigs. So that's my story of how I was able to shoot at the Moonrise Festival working for free. I appreciate you guys watching my first ever episode of this new series, but stay tuned because I also was able to shoot with Hardwell, and part of this was the reason why that happened. So stay tuned, guys. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because your active support means the world to me. And follow me on Instagram at AlexH. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys view my next episode. Might be about Hardwell, the big baller brand, Otto Porter. I don't know, who knows. I got so many experiences I need to share with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please share this video if you loved it, and I'll see you all later.